How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to Elvis at Junction Reviews. Today we're looking at another ScaleTrains product. We're looking at the fairly new ScaleTrains Thrall 48-foot coil steel car. And you see this is Atchison, Topeka, and Santa Fe, number 92078. But what's actually interesting is that I went and bought 3 of these things, all different roads. So if you can actually see in here, so we have Santa Fe, we also have Norfolk Southern, but it still says Norfolk Western on it. And then we have Illinois Central right here. So we're going to go ahead and open the Norfolk Western, Norfolk Southern one, because I think that's going to be the most interesting for review and all that. But anyway, here it is in its lovely ScaleTrains box. There it is right there, number 169656. A lot of 6s in there. So let's go ahead and get it out of its packaging. I hope everybody's having a good day today. Coming out of the box immediately, you can see we have a exploded diagram right here, and also it tells us some details as well as like a history about the car, so we'll be able to look into that. And here's that very large exploded diagram of the car here. So let's go ahead and do that. And we have these we have some spare roller bearings, and then these little bits here are for making sure that the coils do not roll on against each other. So that'll be useful for when we actually do that whole setup. Let's take the blister package off here. It's actually not really a blister package. There we go. Now I have examined these cars to make sure that nothing was broken. And there it is. Isn't that a lovely looking model right there? And let's just go ahead and do this to pull it out. And voila, it's very light, because the weight comes from the coil cars. Sorry, from the coils. Anyway, so now that we have it out of the box, let's get into some history. And now, on to some history. In the 1960s, the Ford Motor Company, collaborating with 2 Detroit-area railroads, created the modern coil steel car design. Over the years, several freight car manufacturers built similar cars, including Thrall Car Manufacturing, which constructed these 48-foot twin-hood cars in the 1980s and 1990s. The first Thrall cars had 100-ton capacity, but later versions were built to carry a 125-ton capacity. Wearing the protective hoods, the car can carry coils up to 7 feet in diameter, and they can carry coils up to 10 feet with the hoods removed. The flat-top hoods from the first designs have been replaced with a rounded top design that is both easier to manufacture and is stronger. Now, specifically, this car here was built in January of 1990 along with its other series of freight cars. And if I'm correct, it's either still around today, either like this, or it's been repainted. I'm not sure. So, without further ado, let's get into some detail, starting with the A and B ends. Alrighty, so we're looking at the B end of the car, and as you can see, it's B for brake, as usual. Anyway, so, starting at the top here, we have a big NW logo right there. There's a grab iron that scales the width of the car from here to there. We have our brake wheel, as well as some illegible details right here, and the number NW169656. And we have, as you can see, there's a walkway that spans the entire length of the car, and we will get into that on the side. There's the coupler cut bar right here. Here is our coupler, and there is the air brake hose. It's pretty much the same on the side, the only difference being that lacking of a brake wheel, which allows you to see the illegible details right here. Alright, so now let's get on to some side detail. Alrighty, so now we're currently looking at the side of the car here. As you can see, starting over here, we have the actual hood, and as you can see, we have grab irons on it that extends the length of the car, which is in conjunction with this walkway that does extend around the entire length and width of the car. And as you can see, it is kind of deformed, which is a bit of a downside, but that has happened with every ScaleTrains coil car. I don't know what they could do to fix it, perhaps like put something in there that would make it kind of flat. Anyway, here is our truck, and as you can see, it has a serial number on it right there. And the end caps do rotate, which is a really cool feature. I always like that about ScaleTrains. Athearn has actually started to do that with some of their locomotives now. I believe my ST70 ACU has rotating roller end caps, which is really cool. Here's our reporting marks, NW169656. There is a fire truck going on outside, so I'll try to ignore that. Here's the Thoroughbred NS logo right here, which is their first logo, which is really nice, always cool. As you can see on the hood, it also says, cover will only fit NW series, and then the number series right there. So you could not fit these on any other car in the real world. It only has to be with those number series. And these are all over this hood, by the way. As you can see, they're up here on the hood as well, which is very blurry. There you go. As you can see, it's only up there. Let's put that hood back on and fix the other one, which seems to have fallen out of place. Now, by the way, these hoods, they're rather light. And as you can see, they have these, actually, I don't know what these are. I guess these are structural braces, and they have this is the lift ring, so a big crane hook can go in and lift these up off of the car, so you can load your coils, which is cool. Moving on to this, oh, by the way, one more thing. It says new in January of 1990, so that's always cool. As you can see, moving off to here, we have a few more details, like right down here, like the, let's see, there we go. We have some more legible writing here, and the Thrall logo right there, and CS13. So that's pretty cool. And you can actually see it down here. There's all the piping and the air brake reservoir right there, and all the brake pipes and all that, which is always very cool as well. All right, so now let's see what the car looks like on the inside, and let's load this sucker. So this is the inside of the car. There's not a lot of detail, but there is this structural brace right here, and you can see it's, I believe this is balsa wood, which is a light material. I'm not sure if it's actually wood or paper. It could be a combination of both. But anyway, all the coils, they look like this, and they actually have this little threading. You can just see it, but I mean, I can see it a lot better. But there is a threading, and if you rub your finger on it, it is rough. So there you go right there. Actually, there you go. The light helps show the threading. And these black lines are like the wires holding the coil together so it doesn't unravel. But anyway, you have 6 of these, and they all fit inside. And as you can see, they all have weights. So, and if I throw that, as you can see, it has a determined weight, and it will not move in a specific way. So let's try to do that. As you can see it's moving like that because it does not want to move. There we go. And there you go. All right, so now I have to figure out how to put the coils back on. So the coils have these little dropping ins. They have these little divots right here that I think help with how to load the car. So let's try to load this thing in the proper way. Might have completely wrong. Okay, I think actually that one's good. And now let's try to get this one on as well. It's a little finicky, but eventually you can get it to work. Maybe not. Let's try it this way. All right, I think I got that correct. All right, so now let's get into my, oh, one more thing. This thing's heavy now. So now let's get into my final thoughts. So overall, this is a very good looking freight car. I love its design. I love the way it looks, the paint scheme, the colors. And also, by the way, really quickly, when I picked this up, because the coils are still in here. As you can see, they're still in there. When I picked this car up, there was a very big difference in terms of weight. So if you're going to be running these things, you need to put the coils in. Even if your whole idea of the train it's doing, like let's say it's on a manifest in the Detroit area, and you're saying it's heading back to Detroit to fill up on steel coils, unless you're going to take the hoods off, you need to keep those coils in, especially if you're not going to put it at the rear of your train, because it will very easily derail or tip over because of how light this car is. There's basically whole ScaleTrains' whole idea is all the weight is in those coils. And those coils are pretty heavy. For like when I picked it up, man, it was heavy. But anyway, if you enjoyed this video, please hit that like button. Also subscribe if you have not, and turn on the notification bells to know when I upload. I upload on Mondays and Fridays at 9 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. So check in on those days and at that time to see what I have to review next. But thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye for now.